I had cochlear implant surgery 23 years ago when I was 30. My experience wasn't typical. I needed 2 operations instead of 1, but those 23 years since have taught me what I wish I'd known going in. These tips could make your surgery journey much smoother than mine was. In this video, I'll share 13 essential things I wish I'd known before cochlear implant surgery. Practical advice that could help you prepare better and recover faster. Tip 1. Prepare for longer recovery than expected. Everyone focuses on the 2 to 3 hour surgery time, but recovery varies usually between people. I needed months due to complications, but even normal recovery can take longer than the basic timeline suggests. Plan for longer recovery and be pleasantly surprised if it's shorter. What actually helps? Book extra time off work, arrange help at home for longer than suggested, and don't schedule important events for at least 6 weeks after surgery. Tip 2. Invest in comfortable sleep setup before surgery. You'll need to sleep with your head elevated for weeks. I wish I'd bought proper pillows and a good travel pillow beforehand instead of trying to make do with what I had. Comfortable sleep speeds recovery more than any medication. What actually helps? Get a U-shaped travel pillow, extra bed pillows, and set up your recovery space with everything within reach before surgery day. Tip 3. Stock up on soft foods and easy meals. Your jaw might be sore from the surgery medicine and positioning. I hadn't thought about this and ended up struggling to eat normal food for the first few days. Soup and smoothies become your best friends post-surgery. What actually helps? Buy soft foods, soups, protein shakes, and anything that doesn't require much chewing. Prepare meals in advance or arrange for food delivery. Tip 4. Prepare your family for your recovery needs. Your family will want to help but might not understand what you actually need. I wish I'd explained beforehand that I need help with basic tasks. I wouldn't be able to communicate normally for weeks. Set expectations early so your family can support you effectively. What actually helps? Explain to family that you'll be deaf in the operated ear until switch on, might need help with daily tasks, and will be emotionally sensitive during recovery. Tip 5. Understand which ear gets the implant. Modern practice typically places the implant in your worse ear, preserving your better ear for a hearing aid if needed. This combined approach, electric hearing in one ear, remaining hearing in the other, often gives better results than you'd expect. 2 different types of hearing can work better together than you'd think. What actually helps? Discuss ear selection strategy with your surgeon. Understand the benefits of preserving your better ear and ask about combining an implant with a hearing aid for optimal hearing. Tip 6. Prepare for emotional ups and downs. Surgery is emotionally intense, especially if you have complications like I did. Even normal recovery involves processing the end of your natural hearing and anticipation about the implant working. Your emotions will be as important to manage as your physical recovery. What actually helps? Line up emotional support, whether that's family, friends, counselling or online support groups. Don't try to tough it out alone. Tip 7. Ask about modern surgical techniques. Surgery has improved dramatically since 2001. Better imaging, refined techniques, and improved hearing preservation mean your experience will likely be much smoother than mine was. Don't let old surgery stories scare you away from modern techniques. What actually helps? Ask your surgeon about their current techniques, imaging methods, and hearing preservation rates. Modern surgery is much more predictable now than it was 20 plus years ago. Tip 8. Plan your first few weeks post-surgery. You can't wash your hair for days. You need to keep the incision dry, and you might feel dizzy. I wish I'd planned better for these basic daily challenges. The little practical stuff matters more than you think. What actually helps? Wash your hair before surgery. Buy button-up shirts for easy dressing. Get dry shampoo, and have someone available to help with basic tasks. Tip 9. Understand the switch-on timeline and expectations. Switch-on happens 3 to 6 weeks after surgery, not immediately. I spent 3 weeks wondering if everything was working properly. Also, switch-on day isn't magical. It's the beginning of a learning process, not instant perfect hearing. Switch on is the start of your hearing journey, not the finish line. What actually helps? Use the waiting time to heal properly and prepare mentally for gradual hearing improvements over months, not instant results on day one. Tip 10. Prepare financially for the full journey. Surgery costs are just the beginning. You'll have ongoing appointments, device maintenance, potential upgrades, and if complications arise like mine did, additional procedures. Factor in lost work time too. Budget for the journey, not just the surgery. What actually helps? Understand your insurance coverage completely, budget for follow-up appointments and device costs, and have emergency funds available for unexpected complications. Tip 11. Understand your chances of keeping some hearing. Modern surgery can preserve your remaining low-frequency hearing. This lets you use both your natural hearing and the implant together, called electroacoustic simulation, which gives you better results in noisy places and makes music sound more natural. Keeping some natural hearing alongside your cochlear implant gives you the best of both worlds. What actually helps? Ask your surgeon about hearing preservation techniques. Understand that thin, flexible electrodes work best for this, and know that even if you lose some hearing initially, the combination approach often outperforms traditional cochlear implants alone. Tip 12. Research your surgeon's experience and success rates. Not all surgeons have the same experience level with cochlear implants. Modern success rates exceed 98%, but you want a surgeon who regularly performs these procedures and stays current with the latest techniques. Your surgeon's experience directly impacts your outcome. What actually helps? Ask about their annual cochlear implant volume, complication rates, and hearing preservation success. Don't be afraid to seek a second opinion or travel to a high-volume center if needed. Tip 13. Trust the process, even when it's scary. My journey was more complicated than most, but even with all the challenges, the cochlear implant completely changed my life for the better. Sometimes you have to go through difficult periods to reach amazing outcomes. The destination is worth the journey, even when the journey gets tough. What actually helps? Remember why you're doing this and focus on the life-changing potential. Most people have much smoother experiences than I did, and the results are incredible. These 13 tips come from 23 years of reflection on my surgery experience. While my journey had complications, modern cochlear implant surgery is much more refined and predictable. I hope these insights help you prepare better than I did. Preparation makes all the difference in your recovery experience. If you are preparing for cochlear implant surgery, share your questions in the comments. I've got other videos about what to expect after surgery and what life is like with a cochlear implant. See you in the next video.